Welcome back to yet another Season 10 recap for Week 2, Yukon Nintendo Club Pokemon Draft League. This week, Gold Division. Aidan, Lee, and his brother Alfie against my own brother, Declan. A lot of brother action going on this week's game.
A lot of brothers.
And Ken's here also.
Hello.
Hello. Ken, do you have a brother?
No.
Do you want one? You have
Not
sisters?
really.
Sisters are kind of like girl brothers, if you think about it.
If you think about it.
They're the girl version. I've often said that. Yeah. All right, so the game. Let's just get right into it. No guff this week. We know these people. They've been left for like 4 billion seasons. I thought Alfie was out. Just when he thought he was out, they pull him back in. We're gonna get started here. Oh, and one last stipulation I mentioned in the other game for this week. So the rule set we have is best sellers. So what that is 5 Pokemon must run the same item, and then 1 can run something different. And then the mini wheel stipulation we have is that all of those items must also be berries, in addition to that usual rule. And it'll be pretty obvious pretty quickly who did that rule and who didn't here. But yeah, let's get right into it. So for the leads, we see Galvantula come out. And we see Barraskewda. Pretty decent lead matchup. Barraskewda's faster, right? Galvantula's probably going to get webs down.
Surprised no one nerve.
No on nerve. Oh yes, that would have been really useful here. I understand though, kind of, because as we're about to see, because we see the Compound Eyes Thunder come out into the Venusaur, and Red Card is a very interesting choice for item to lock your whole team to. As you mentioned really, before I fucked up the recording.
Really disrupts momentum. And for both sides, really, could lead to an unfavorable matchup, but especially stops any setup sweepers.
That paralysis really unfortunate for Venusaur. Its defensive potential is just disabled, and it can't move that turn. Very unfortunate. But thankfully, Galvantula does go down, which is good for Declan and bad for Declan because webs are up, but Galvantula's gone. So that's kind of a give and take there. And also just should mention, because it's pretty obvious Declan's running the berries this week because his Mega Venusaur, as you can see, is not Mega Evolving. So it's clearly got some kind of berry. We see Registeel come out. Solid switch in for Salamence, generally speaking. Dual Wing Beat does fucking nothing.
I had nice chip.
Yeah, that's Stealth Rocks if he wasn't a Steel type right there. We see Runerigus come in, aptly named Registeel Who. A very convenient Toxic comes out. Good for Salamence, but obviously good for Runerigus here too, right? Because, yeah. So, let's see what goes on here. Runerigus might go for Rocks, might try an Earthquake. We see Venusaur come out. Kind of looks like a sack from Declan, right? Just kind of dumping it. Something this weak with paralysis you kind of want to unload. Will-O-Wisp comes out.
Which I don't know if I entirely agree with maybe trying to get the Barraskewda on the switch in or something.
Yeah, I understand wanting to disable Registeel, but like Registeel is not an immediate threat to Runerigus at all, so you can just kind of hold off on that. You see the nice Earthquake though come out, stops Venusaur right there. That's why we left Paralysis stacked with webs, because Venusaur with just Paralysis probably would have been faster, or just webs would have been faster, so that's why we like having both. Toxic damage is starting to add up. We see Sigilyph coming. Clearly not worried about a Poltergeist for some reason. I don't entirely agree with it, but I do see the reason you really want to get webs off the field at the same time.
Yeah.
And Runerigus
goes for a curse, which is not an optimal play.
Yeah, if you don't have a ghost move, I get clicking that, but you have to remember Sigilyph has an ability called Magic Guard that's kind of his thing, and he's not going to take any damage.
And, yep, no damage.
Runerigus says... Yeah.
Runerigus says, fuck, harm to the opposite self, doing nothing.
Yep. See the Dragonades come out. Declan seems to attempt to keep pace here by going for Cosmic Power. But I think maybe the only problem is that Salamence is Red Guard here, right? So if you get enough Cosmic Powers, right, stored power will do enough to knock it out, and then that won't be a problem. Yeah. But I think Declan just kind of thinks, maybe that's not the best idea. Goes for a stored power, gets himself the momentum off it, and switches to something else. Though it's random.
And we see Blacephalon come out.
This is a bit unfortunate since Blacephalon cannot take a hit, so Salamence looks really well poised here with Aidan to do some damage, and it doesn't because funny accuracy. I think I guess you're worried about Sash, right? Because I don't want to say, well, you should have gone for Dragonclaw. Because I don't know. Because Dueling Beat's more strong. It's stronger in addition to breaking a sash if there is one. Though wait, we should know there's no sash. Wait, doesn't I don't know if the berries have been pointed out yet, but it should be. First berry. I think Venusaur not Mega Evolving should tell you that he's probably on berry mode, right? But that's just me. That's just me.
Unless Aidan just forgot about that stipulation.
So Venusaur gets sacked for real this time, which is fine. Declan brings up Barraskewda, clearly having Aqua Jet, goes right for it and takes care of that. But that Salamence is in a really good position. That miss on Bloteflon was a real shame. I don't think that's a game over right there, but that would have been, at least Registeel or Slurpuff has to basically give themselves up to take it down.
Yeah.
Let's see, we see Jolteon come out. Basculin is elite, well, not Basculin. Barraskewda is faster. Gets basically a strong flip turn with the liquidation. A strong random flip turn. We see Bloteflon come back out.
We see nice T-Bull and 10% Para.
Very unfortunate. And not only that, didn't knock him into berry range either. Very unfortunate. I mean, I think the dual wing beat miss was a bigger deal, but at the same time, Aidan has been very lucky with the paralysis, so I'm going to call it even on RNG for this game.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we see Barraskewda come out once again faster. Barraskewda's speeds here doing a lot of heavy lifting here because it's just barely faster than all the Pokemon.
Which is why Web's being gone is a godsend for him.
We see a liquidation, which I totally get, because if Jolteon... You don't want to lose defense against Jolteon, right? Because then Lopunny can maybe come out with the priority. But yeah, that is, Empoleon does eat that. Slurpuff goes out, probably can't do anything, I'd imagine, and just want to take a steal move in general. Barraskewda comes back, which I think is fair. I don't know how much Barraskewda takes from Grass Knot, but I'm pretty sure it's light, so I don't think that would even kill it. So it makes sense. But it does get a Scald Burn here, which is very unfortunate.
Empoleon could even fit Grass Knot. Oftentimes it's Scald, Defog, Rock.
Oh, sure. Yeah, plenty of times they don't even have it. But you get the close combat. Still good damage. Shame about that burn, but still good damage for close combat. But Empoleon's looking really good here, right? Because it's pretty clear Slurpuff probably can't do anything. Because even if it's Belly Drum, it needs to set up first for Drain Punch to do any real damage. And that could easily be a Flash Cannon on there, right?
Yep.
So, Empoleon's looking pretty good.
Yep, Registeel's pretty much forced to come in here.
It is. We'll see what it has. Right now we only know Toxic, which obviously won't do anything here. Scald comes out. Not a lot of damage because Registeel moment. That's how Registeel works. We see the Iron Defense come out, so clearly Body Press, right? Which looks nice here against the Steel type and Lopunny.
Yep. And the almost dead Jolteon.
Another convenient. I think the status is really just coming on, but that is how 30% works. Body Press still gets the kill, thankfully, though. Empoleon goes down. And Jolteon or Lopunny, it's a tricky choice, because neither seems likely to actually outright KO this thing. You see Jolteon.
Targeting the lower defense.
Yep, makes sense. And also just the less valuable Pokemon in general, probably. We gotta get Starf very nice. Starf really did nothing this whole game. I don't think Starf was ever useful, but that's the way of Starf. I respect the meme items in this match. The red card has certainly been seeing a lot more usage. Though Declan's taken advantage of it at times, so it really does break even, like with Barraskewda versus Jolteon. Alright, we see Lopunny not like other girls come out. I think it will be able to kill this if it goes for close combat. It doesn't go for close combat, right? But it's just kind of fucking around.
1% fake out. Let's go.
Let's get it. And then, burn damage. He's down. Now it's a 1v1 with Slurpuff and Lopunny. This really favors Slurpuff, right? Because if it's offensive Slurpuff, it just takes the damage, gets the unburn, can kill it in 2 turns, whatever, because it gets the speed. And if it's defensive, well, it's going to take the hits, right? Because the best way to answer Lopunny usually is something that resists fighting, because its normal coverage is a little weaker.
And we see the Razzle Dazzle come out.
Razzle Dazzle.
Defensive. It looks like defensive Slurpuff here, so
interesting
choice.
And we see the Starf come out for an unburn. I don't think it really matters. a useless Brock. The game's over anyway, right? Desert Dog has already clinched the game. So yeah, not like other girls. Goes down. Very close game. Very quick game. Very close game. 2 very offensive teams.
Very close.
A lot of close games this week. Fun to watch. What'd you think of that one?
I think it was a very close game. I think both players played around the hacks a lot, quite well. Declan played around, really took advantage of the red card.
Definitely giving himself some kind of momentum with Sigilith and Barraskewda at different points in the game. I feel like both players were on crack when they made their teams, but that's how it is sometimes with the wheel. Like I'm not sure what the thought process would lead to red card in particular, but I think it was fun, and I think it had it worked a little bit. That Galvantula at in the beginning of the game was really fantastic the way that worked, because if Barraskewda just stayed out there, and you just killed it, I mean that's fine I guess, but then there's no webs, right? Because Declan will just bring in something. Well, actually, maybe he would have gotten webs, actually, because there's nothing faster than Galvantula besides Barraskewda. But you get the idea. He could have brought something that would have threatened it if it did webs. He could have gotten some razzle-dazzle going with Blacephalon, I think.
I think the only misplay was not bringing Poltergeist on the Runerigus.
That was a big prep mistake, I would say. I think the curse idea is decent to punish a Registeel, right? Because Registeel toxic, as we see in the Iron Defense, assuming Rest was that last slot, which it had to be. That beats Runerigus, right? Unless Runerigus also was Iron Defense. So I think Curse made some sense from that standpoint. But I honestly, at that point, I would have just gone with my own Iron Defense set, which would be Registeel 1v1, or what else would I do? Like you said, just get Poltergeist so you can, get some coverage.
Everything was running an item this week.
Oh,
most of them were running the same item.
The Poltergeist. I guess Poltergeist is kind of a bad idea though. Now that I think about it, because the berries, right? If your opponent runs the berries, then they use it for immunity. But I get Sigilith never got to that position where it used its berry. But I get not running it actually, because it's like, can you really get it? Does that thing get Shadow Claw? Maybe you should have just done that.
It does.
Okay, then that would have been the play. I think Shadow Claw would have been the move. Just because Sigilith is because the thing is Sigilith was it didn't really get to pull out Cosmic Power here, so we didn't really talk about it. But there's no Dark type on Aidan or Alfie's team, and the only psychic resist is Empoleon. So unless that had like Roar, it's like Sigilith. There's too much stuff that's faster for it to really get it up probably. But once you get 2 Cosmic Powers, it's like you can kind of just go from there. In theory, theoreticals here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited for the next week, Ken. Are you excited? We got weenie, we got little babies coming up. Everyone's going to be using unevolved Pokemon. It's going to be funny. We're going baby mode. I hope you guys looking forward to going baby mode next week. Any closing words, Ken?
Not really. Good games this week.
Good games this week. Good job, guys. Let's keep it going. All right. Catch you for the next one.